Telling your story is an inclusive view of the people around us who share the same dreams and goals but face different challenges moving forward. We hope you come away from each show inspired. Keep watching for this episode of Telling Your Story with Terrel and Nick. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to Telling Your Story with Terrel and Nick. We're so glad that you tuned in to watch. I'm Nick.
And I'm Terrel.
And we are your co-hosts. We have two very busy and creative artists here with us today. Elaine Parks, who is a local artist and arts educator and runs the Visability Arts Lab at VisArts here in Rockville, Maryland.
We also have James. He is an art student and a filmmaker.
Thank you guys for taking time out to spend time with Terrel and I today and tell us your story and also share the fabulous story of the VisArts Visability Lab in Rockville. We're super excited to hear all about it.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, and you guys are growing by the minute.
We are.
Yes.
That's fabulous. Elaine, let's start with you. Where did your story begin?
Well, the Visability Art Lab, it started 3 years ago, and it started as a pilot program. It was founded in a collaboration between VisArts and Madison House Autism Foundation.
Okay.
And we began with one artist, and we grew. And so as of last month, we are up to 13 artists, which is so exciting for us.
That's wonderful. Congratulations
Wow, that
for
sounds
that.
good.
That's amazing.
That
In
sounds
3
good.
years,
Thank you.
you've grown that much.
It's being smaller though.
Well, I bet. And Elaine, can you share, how did you become interested in the arts? Were you always interested in being an artist?
I was. When I was a small child, I always found that I liked to draw and I liked to paint. When I was in high school, my teacher said, "What do you want to do?" And actually at that point I was interested in art education, and they said, "Oh, there aren't any jobs in that." And I found art therapy at that point.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I went to school for art therapy, and that's where it started. And then after I had my children, and I took some time off of work, and I went back, and here I am at the Visability Art Lab.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely, I know, that's wonderful that
That's
you
good.
studied that and that your path led you to this experience.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Do you want to ask James?
Hey James, what does it feel like being a filmmaker? Is it boring?
It's fun.
Do you have
It's
fun?
fun, tedious but fun.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, fair enough. I bet it is.
Yeah.
Labor
Live.
of love.
I bet it is a labor of
yes,
love.
yes, that's true.
And James, can you share a little bit? It sounds like, and we want to hear all about how the lab works.
Right.
How are you able to grow as a filmmaker
It's
with
like
the
a coffee
support?
house for all the artists to hang around, to socialize, and to make artwork.
That's fabulous, and to share their ideas and be
Yeah.
creative and be with other
And drink
folks.
tea.
And drink tea. Okay.
Drink tea.
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
And
That
James,
sounds good.
how many films have you done so
I
far?
did one previous, and I'm working on my second one. I almost released it prematurely on YouTube just to sort of get an audience, but the real release will be in some local festivals and also probably back on YouTube in like June, July, August.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And Terrel, what's interesting is that this is the first time we've really had two visual artists come share and talk about the life of an artist in this wonderful place called Visability Arts Lab
Yes,
in
I do.
Rockville. And you're kind of an artist too, right?
Am I?
Ar-
Oh yeah, I am. I do stage work.
You do, so you're like a performing artist.
Yes, I do. A performing artist, and you helped me to do that too. You was on stage too with me. Remember?
I was.
Back in the day?
Back in the day. And you know, for us, we do our art, we perform our art on a stage. Can you share a little bit about what the Visability Art Lab looks like and how that feels? Like you were saying, James.
It's about the size of this room.
Okay, so a nice size.
It has desks, windows that look out over a balcony where this guy used to stare out at us and with a cigarette and a coffee.
Looking
Terrel,
We have a good view of what's going on outside in downtown Rockville, which we're very observant of what's going on out there.
That's great, as all artists are.
Like
That's right.
the new high-rise or whatever they're doing across the street.
wow.
So can you talk a little bit about what is Visability Arts Lab? What makes your program different? Because it really is a very unique experience, and I totally see what James was saying. It's got that
Right.
sort of coffee house, completely connected feel. So can you share a little bit about what makes your program feel different?
Well, certainly we have wonderful artists that help make the program the way it is. But one of the things is that everybody, all of the artists that come are driven to create their own art. Everybody has their own vision. So we have people who are drawing or painting or working with ceramics and clay, people who are working digitally, and everybody works together and collaborates. And I think that's part of what makes it special. And the other piece is that because we're within an arts facility at VisArts, we are part of the community at VisArts. And so
True.
we can collaborate with the other artists that are there,
Yeah.
and we,
Well, so is Mary.
that's right. There are a lot of people within VisArts that we connect
Ginger.
with and get their expertise.
All right, that sounds good. Show those about making art. Show how to
piece
make art.
or-
What your how
My
to do.
portfolio go.
So I think Terrell has a great question. You are literally making your own art. So James might be working on one piece, and then the person next to James could be painting something. What's so amazing to me is that, and for you, Elaine, true, you're really supporting them in this incredibly, what I would say, amazingly creative environment.
Right.
So what is that like for you?
Oh, it's exciting. It is exciting. And as James said, it is busy. I mean, I'm moving between people,
I
and
bet.
we're doing a lot of helping,
Yeah.
getting supplies and helping the artists with techniques that they might need help with. But
Okay.
it's amazing to see what comes out of the studio every day. There's always something new.
That's wonderful. We look forward to hearing more about that
Right.
as we continue our conversation with Elaine and James as they share more about art and ability after these messages. Welcome back. Terrell and I are channeling our inner artists as we hear all about a fabulous art program right here in our own backyard.
All right, James. Yes. So tell us what's going on with that.
Moon, and here's a poem that goes with it.
Okay, so this is a painting that you did.
Right.
And it
Sharpie, and I used watercolor.
Wow, the colors are
That
amazing.
looks nice. I like it.
Yeah.
And this poem that you wrote goes with.
With it, but wasn't originally with it.
Okay,
But it goes enough with it.
we'd love to
All
hear
right.
it.
Mustache moon. The moon is mustache, his eyepiece. Rocket to the mustache moon. traveling to meet the man on the moon. Round mountains forming his face. He has no atmosphere. Curling stone twinkles like stars in the outer space.
Wow.
Oh, it's like a space dude.
It's amazing. How do you get inspired, James, for all of this?
Progressive rock album covers, science fiction, like, let's see, music, like classical music.
And when you're at Visability Art Lab, you are free creatively
Creatively,
to
yes.
be able to experience these inspirations
Right.
to make this art.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful, James. Thank you for sharing the beautiful painting, but also for the poetry.
And also, how is you did this? Do you in your mind you think about a
This
space
thing-
dude?
No, I was just thinking about like the old myth of the man in the moon.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
the man in the moon.
Like the
Okay,
old George Méliès song.
that sounds good.
Yeah, and the colors, James,
Yeah.
are really gorgeous.
Yeah.
When you're at Visability Arts Lab, it sounds like there's a lot of different types of supplies and textures and things available
The teacher was
to.
done watercolor paper, I believe.
I
Oh.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're good at watercolors.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful piece.
Yeah.
James, what other kinds of works do you do at Visability Art Lab?
I do some sculpture work, I do canvases, did some paintings on glass.
Okay, can you talk to us a little bit about that? Wow.
Well,
Wow,
the matte
tell
painting
me
for my
more.
film done the traditional way, but meant to be manipulated digitally, so it'd be scanned in or photographed the glass painting. But it gives you a little bit of glare to make the painting look a bit more natural than if it was done like in Photoshop or some digital program. So you do it on glass manually, then scan it in, then manipulate it from there, so there's more natural artisan, in the piece.
All right.
I know, that sounds beautiful.
Wow.
I know.
That
Very
sounds
technical.
great.
Yeah, it sounds very,
Texture,
and you used the
yeah.
word tedious earlier. What
Yeah.
amazing patience all of the artists must
Yeah.
have as they start developing this work and working with mixed media like that.
Right.
Yes.
Terrell, we
Yeah.
were going to ask them about shows. Do they ever have the opportunity to share their
Yeah,
work?
one tomorrow.
So you're doing shows.
We are
Right.
doing shows. We've had a number of shows. It's been
How
wonderful.
many shows? 5 or 10?
Well, we've had
Grump?
several shows at VisArt. We showed at Grump, and
Well, I missed Grump though.
we were invited to be part of a show at the Ratner Gallery,
Right.
and we showed at the Tacoma Park Folk Festival last September. And then we were able to have our own holiday show that was a privately sponsored by the,
Salon-centric,
that's right, by the Studio of Color and Art and Design.
color and design.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
It was wonderful. And then certainly at VisArts, we've had 3 shows now at VisArts, and that's wonderful. And then in the summertime, we're very excited because our studio will be located in what used to be the Toy Kingdom in Rockville Town Center.
Oh, the bookstore, the children's toy store.
children's
bookstore.
toy store.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah, you
The
know where that
empty
is.
warehouse
Yeah,
space.
I know. I've been there before.
That's right. And so we're going to be there this summer, and it'll be an ongoing open gallery for the summer, which we're really excited about,
Yeah.
So
in addition to studio.
you'll be selling your work.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And so you
Oh, yes.
have, not only has Visability Art Lab provided you this incredible space to be creative and grow as an artist,
Right.
but you're also
Right.
really being able to share your work with the community and,
Right.
and
Yes.
sell it. I mean,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
extraordinary. Where do you see the program going, Elaine? What is your wish for this program?
I see us continuing to grow. I see us continuing to grow.
And it's divided across the different parts of Gibbs Street.
Have to divide.
So you're going to take over Rockville?
Take over
the Toy
Rockville
Kingdom and that building, if we could rent it, we need more space.
It sounds like they're outgrowing their
Oh,
space, like we
yeah,
outgrow our
that's
theater,
you.
right?
Yeah, every day.
Yes.
That's you.
Well, the Toy
Yeah.
Kingdom space, we get through the summer.
Yeah.
So the benefit for us, VisArts has a phenomenal summer camp program for children. And unfortunately for us, or the good news for us as it's turning out, is that they need every available studio space in the building for the summer camp program.
Wow.
So
we
we
get
lose
more
our studio
space
in the summer.
then.
So we're going to have an
We
exciting
don't have the
opportunity.
roof then, though.
That's right. Last summer we worked up on the roof. instead of,
Only the giant triangle.
that's it. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So tell me, do you thinking you are moving to a bigger place, or is it the same place?
Well, I know that the Toy Kingdom space is just for the summer, and then we'll
Right.
be back at VisArts. And
Right.
We might
certainly,
go back and forth in other spaces during the summer in
That's right.
Rockville, though.
so the question will be is how many artists we have, and do we need to look at how we work the space?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
But
Wow.
I know that there are some larger studios than the one that we use right now, and if we need to,
And also Tech
Okay.
Shop, remember,
Yeah.
closed.
that's right. So, but we like to be at VisArts,
We don't want to be out of, yeah.
so to be part of the community
But
at
do they have a
VisArts.
Montgomery County location?
So,
James, what is the best part for you, this experience? Like, how many days a week can a person go to the
3 days a
art lab?
week.
3 days a week.
And also Wednesday also is back on now.
Okay.
That's right.
What is the best part? I'm imagining that it must feel so creatively.
And Holly the dog always comes begging for.
Oh, okay. So there's a
That's
dog.
Okay,
all
so
right.
yeah.
What can you just talk a little
Yeah.
bit about what it feels like to be such a supported artist in Montgomery County? I mean, I think that that's a wonderful experience, and I
good,
know our
yeah.
audience would love to hear about that.
It's good.
And you've grown a lot yourself, as well as
Right.
I'm sure collaborating and talking
Right.
with and encouraging your fellow
Right.
artists
oh yeah.
in the
Right.
space.
And I think too, it's been very exciting for James and the other artists to be able to sell their work.
Yeah.
I think just about everybody
Remember,
in
I
the
used to be at Art Naples, I
Yeah.
couldn't sell my pieces and no one would buy them.
But it sounds like the Visability Art Lab has really,
They sell better.
and they've embedded into the community in a
Right.
really fabulous way.
Right.
So that people are really knowing that you're out there, and we hope from the show that more people will come
Right.
to be able to work and become artists with you guys.
Right.
All right. So yeah. So one other thing. What do you think about the job? You want to start working some more, or retire and have fun, or what?
Well, I'm having fun working, so I don't need to retire.
It doesn't feel like work, does it,
doesn't
Elaine?
feel
I
like
bet
work.
it doesn't.
It doesn't feel like
work.
No, no, it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Wow.
I know.
It's like our
It's like our jobs.
Our job. Yeah. It's like our job. Have fun.
That's right. You do have fun, and we certainly
Yeah.
invite you to come visit us in the studio and to see what the Visability Art Lab is like.
We would love
Yeah.
to. And Terrell,
Yeah,
if
yes.
you were going to go and work with Elaine and James, and you could paint something, what would you paint?
Oh yeah, I will paint a football quarterback going up to pass, about to pass, and he got sacked.
There you go.
Okay.
We already
That'd be
have
great.
another person who likes
That's
doing
right.
that kind of stuff.
We have an artist who does some sports pictures. That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Wow, who
Wow,
knew?
who knew?
I know.
That's right.
That's right.
Elaine, can you talk about what do you think it is about making art that gives us all lifelong learning experiences? I mean, what is it?
I think the art, it helps as a release. It's you get out what's important to you,
Yeah.
things that are important, things that you see and observe in the world around you, and I think that's just so important to be part of.
The community
The
and be part of
community.
like, what you're doing
Yeah.
to show your work is like showing like your inner other side of your mind that you're showing in your artwork.
That's right.
It's a beautiful way to say that. I
Yeah.
feel like you're
It's like
expressing who you
you're
are.
showing your mirror in your artwork.
Right. And I would imagine like
Yeah.
your parts of your true self
Yeah.
come out in the
Right.
work, just like when you're
Yeah.
performing. There's a little bit, even though you're a character, there's a
Parts of your
little bit
real
of
you
you.
come out, yeah.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit of me. Yeah, I by acting up on stage, I feel like making sure people have fun, and also bringing back my character and making sure that my actor understand how give my actor some feelings.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think you understand what that is, right?
We
Yeah.
do, and what I hear from
Okay.
you guys, and I hear from you, because I think we're all kindred
Right.
spirits at this table, is that
Right.
we're all really comfortable being playful in this
Right.
world. And you
Right.
have provided, Elaine, in this program at Visability Art Lab, you've given a safe space for folks in our community to come and express and be
Yeah.
creative
Yeah.
and play, and it is valued.
Express their emotive talents.
Absolutely. Develop
That's right.
those talents, support each other in those
Right.
talents. I mean, that is an extraordinary thing that you guys are doing.
Right.
How can we learn more? Can you share a little bit about the website and exactly where you are in
You
downtown
could
Rockville?
visit 155 Gibbs Street.
Okay, so we're at Gibbs Street, downtown
Gibbs
Rockville,
Street,
Rockville
right.
Town
That's in the
Center.
library, yeah.
That's right, just
Okay.
behind the library.
Yeah.
And certainly from the VisArts website,
Okay.
we are drop
The
down
brochure
under
with my
About Us.
coffee house thing on it.
That's right, and so you can certainly see us there. We're on Facebook. We have a Visability Art Lab page on
We
Facebook.
have a, what's it called, a Etsy page.
Okay,
And-
okay. And what advice do you have for someone who might be watching who's thinking, I've never painted, I've never done sculpture, I've never done a film, but I would love to, and they're so curious. What would you say to them right now
Just
about?
start pencil sketching, come up with ideas, and planning out what you'd be enthusiastic in doing.
And they would be welcomed at
It's
Visability.
just like doing calligraphy or like, writing a script or something, same sort of thing. You're planning out your ideas and how you're gonna do your final, your pieces and all of that.
So to
That's
begin,
To begin.
Okay.
Yeah.
to begin.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll provide them with a nurturing place
Right.
to really develop their creative spirit and to grow as
Right.
artists.
That's right. That's right.
James, what's next for you creatively?
I don't know, I guess my next film, whenever that gets around, probably 2020.
Okay,
But I still gotta do the green screen work for my second film.
okay.
Yeah.
It must be really
That's right.
exciting to be thinking about what your next artistic endeavor
Yeah,
will
Eric
be.
wants to work on it. So.
Well, you have a couple of films that you have ideas for in
He
process.
wants me to do like a horror anthology kind of thing.
Okay, so you got a couple of things kind of
Yeah.
floating
Breakfast
around.
and Snowy Gaster.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And Elaine, how about you? What are you thinking about for the Art Lab?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's still, it's really how we're showing, how we're marketing more, how we're learning more, and really looking at the individual artists and what their needs are.
Yeah.
Again, it's just how do we keep growing? How do we keep
So
growing?
I found out that while you are talking, I found out that that we are all artists, but I am a stage artist, but you are a scene artist. You
You ever
draw
done scenic
people.
design, like Sycoramas or anything like that?
You've helped with a set before.
Yeah. I
absolutely.
did. I help.
Absolutely.
I help
That's
with
a visual
art.
artist,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yep.
And I think it's exciting too that you have these art shows. We can invite people to visit the VisArts website to
Right.
check out what's happening at Visability Arts Lab.
Right.
And that is all the time that we have on Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nick. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, Elaine and James, for coming in and sharing your work and talking about the Visability Arts Lab, but also really reaching into Montgomery County, connecting with the community, and Terrell and I believe, and beyond here.
Yes, beyond. Remember that,
Absolutely. We feel
beyond.
like you guys are dreaming big, and we really support you to get there. You can learn more about
Oh.
VisArts at visartscenter.org/VisabilityArtLab.
Yeah.
And
I feel
thank
we've
you
gotten it
guys.
every time as well.
Yep, thank you for dropping by. And remember, like Terrell and I always say, wherever
you are, this shop, this keep on moving forward
with just a little bit of an
of
artsy
artsy
flair.
flair.
Cheers.